People love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Our spring sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. All new 2022s will be sold this month. Up to $5,000 off new 2022 Challenger 392 Scat Packs. Up to $15,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500 Badlanders. Save big now on all remaining new 2022s. All new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on sale now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. DeArmondAuto.com.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Southeast Polk High School, Southeast Polk Stadium here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa for tonight's soccer matchup, a girls' soccer matchup tonight on senior night. It's the Mason City Riverhawks taking on the Southeast Polk Rams here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Hello, everyone. Blake Walker along with you here this evening. We are in for a good one. Senior night over here on the eastern side of the Metro. The Riverhawks, 14-1 record. Southeast Polk, 6-10. The Riverhawks have quietly been a very sneaky good team in Class 3A. No top 10 ranking for them yet this season, but they do sit 13th, just outside of the top 10, waiting to get in. Their only loss this season is to the Denver Cyclones earlier this season. They've played a couple other close games, a good win over Hudson earlier in the season, couple good wins over Des Moines North. They play Des Moines North here in the playoffs. That is their first round matchup. Both these teams have gotten their first playoff matchups. They will play the winner of Des Moines North, and if they win that game, they'll move on to the next round. Southeast Polk takes on Des Moines East in the playoffs. They will take on the winner of Dowling Catholic. So should be interesting to see how both these teams shake out. Big storyline tonight that we're going to be keeping an eye on. We get to watch the top leading goal-getter in Class 3A tonight. Karma McNorris, the sophomore for the Riverhawks, 36 goals this season. That ranks tied for fourth in the entire state, but it's first in Class 3A. Absolutely incredible what this Mason City team does. They score goals. 109 goals this year have been scored by the Riverhawks. Southeast Polk has scored just 32. So Karma McNorris has scored 4 more goals this season than Southeast Polk's entire roster. But the Rams do have upside tonight. Senior night led by their senior Josie Newton. She leads the team with 6 goals on the year. A little bit extra to play for here on senior night, looking for a big win. Southeast Polk has played a much tougher schedule than Mason City has, so we'll just have to see how everything shakes out as the evening goes on. It's a pretty cool evening. Temperatures in the 50s. It's going to stay overcast most of the evening. Maybe a couple raindrops coming in, but overall, I'd say it's pretty good soccer weather as we near toward the end of the regular season. Both these teams looking for a big win as they head into the postseason. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back for your start of this match. It's Southeast Polk and Mason City coming up on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Our spring sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. All new 2022s will be sold this month. Up to $5,000 off new 2022 Challenger 392 Scat Packs. Up to $15,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500 Badlanders. Save big now on all remaining new 2022s. All new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on sale now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. DeArmondAuto.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Southeast Polk and Mason City. Girls soccer going at it. Starting lineups just going here. For Mason City, their goalie, Analia Swagel. Number 4, Annika Bugan, the sophomore. Number 5, Brianna DeMarco. Let's see if we can keep catching the names here. We got Reggie Spots, the junior. Number 12, Loie Cam. Number 13, Miriam Detmer. Number 15, Claudia Sewell. Number 17, Elizabeth Ondoma. Number 21, Kenna Heeman. Keena Herman. Well, there's no H, or there's no R. Keena Heeman, I guess. We'll just go with that. Number 25, Ellie Cotta. And Karma McNorris, number 26. She is your lead goal scorer in Class 3A. Wait for Southeast Polk starters to say here. Again, we don't have a crowd mic, so I have to speak through here, so that way you know who's starting. So starting for the Rams tonight, number 1 is Taylor Barber, the sophomore. Number 2, Josie Newton, a senior. It is senior night here at Southeast Polk. Number 4, Ella Herding. Herding, a senior. Mallory Lovejoy, freshman, number 6. Number 7, Brooke Seeliger, the junior. Number 7. Number 9, Carissa Hersom, a junior. Number 10, Raylan Parrott, senior. Genevieve Karicki, number 13, is a sophomore. Blair Burnham, number 24. Number 27, Paige Arrowwood, a senior. And a sophomore, number 36, Alyssa Tucker, is in the goal tonight for Southeast Polk. We're going to take a quick break as we head to our national anthem. We'll be back. You're watching high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Setting sales records at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. Many new Fords in stock and arriving daily. The hard-to-find Bronco and Bronco Sports are in stock and have up to $500 accessory bonus cash. The best-selling truck in America, the F-150, get 3.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash, plus $1,000 accessory bonus cash. All this is happening now at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com, family-owned, family values.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Blake Walker with you here this evening here at Southeast Polk Stadium. Southeast Polk girls, the Rams, 6-10 on the season, taking on the 14-1, 13th ranked Mason City Riverhawks here on senior night. Mason City led by the number 1 goal getter in Class 3A, Karma McNorris, and Keena Heeman also leads Class 3A in assists. That comes with the territory with 20 assists. So a good 1-2 punch for the Riverhawks. Will be fun to watch this evening. They'll put 40 minutes up on the clock. Mason City has obviously won quite a few in a row. Their last loss came in about the 4th, 5th game of the season against Denver. Southeast Polk has lost 4 out of their last 5, has not scored a goal since April 22nd against Waterloo West when they had defeated the Wahawks 4-0, and we are off and running here at Southeast Polk Stadium. One of the last Yes, the last game, one of the last games, the last girls soccer game that will ever be played on this stadium before they move to the new stadium just to the west of us. So it's a historical night, kind of a sad night, but see if the seniors can go out on top with a victory here this evening. A little bit of pushing and shoving over there on the far line. Rams work it out. Here come the Riverhawks on a run out on this far side. And that one sent way back. Paige Arrowwood and company up there. They'll run near side here. Brooke Seeliger. Carissa Hersom. Back and forth, back to the back line defender. Blair Burnham, the junior. They'll go up the pitch over to number 1, Taylor Barber. Again, 14-1 record for Mason City. Not a top 10 team yet, though, in Class 3A. Their strength of schedule is definitely not the highest. They've beaten good teams, don't get me wrong. Their only loss being to Denver by 1. They've beaten Hudson. Des Moines North is very good. Mason City gets to play Des Moines North in the first round of their district. I believe on the 19th, I believe it's here, 19th or 23rd here. But state's right around the corner here on the first week of June, so excited to be ready for that. The Rams are running, as we're going to quickly have offsides. That was almost too good to be true on the far touch line. And Mason City will get a free kick going back the other way. Looks like it'll be the goalie kicking this one for Mason City. Goalie is Analia Swagel, the senior for Mason City. Riverhawks trying to get this thing moving a little bit. Elizabeth Ondoma upfield. Good stop here by Hersom. And Hersom will race it back up toward the middle, just out in front of Kuriki. And the Rams will try to get this thing back going. They've held serve on their own end. Barber tries to center. Mason City is right there. Far sideline. Barber will chase after it. Ondoma knocks out the touch line, but Mason City will get a chance here for a throw-in on the far touch line. Mason City, the Riverhawks, if you've watch sports here in the state of Iowa, Riverhawks is a new name, just adapted in the last couple of years by Mason City. They used to go as the Mohawks, changed it up. Hersom with a long try from way out, and it's caught by Swagel. And Swagel will be the one to kick this one right back out. But Mason City used to be the Mohawks, rebranded, got a new logo, and they have rebranded to the Riverhawks. Have kept the colors, though, red and black. Mason City with the chance to go here. Southeast Polk's back line going to get tested. That one goes far and falls right into the lap of Alyssa Tucker. Good back and forth here to start this one. Hurting. Tried to center. Far side to Barber. Barber, going to get called. Late whistle and offsides. Barely offsides. But good intensity here early by Southeast Polk. Liking the way things are starting here. Mason City has definitely gone a little bit more defensive here to start. Kick is on the way and jumps in front of by Kirky. Genevieve Kirky was the one there in the middle. Barber has it right back. And once again, the Rams are not giving up through traffic. Doma's right there to knock it out, and they'll give it right back to the Riverhawks. Mason City will come back the other way. Definitely not the easiest track for Mason City fans, but a couple parents have come out. It's about a 2-hour drive down here to Pleasant Hill. Good turn. Here goes Barber. Barber tries to go through a leg. Shot on goal. Ooh, just taken away. How about the grab by Analia Swagel, the senior. Boy, how about that? That was a heck of a job by Swagel. It's her 70th save on the season, 88% save percentage. She is not going to let the ball go past her easily. Like I said when we started, Rams looking for their first goal since late April. April 22nd was the last time they scored. They played 4 games since then. Hersom comes up from the midline and try to settle it here with the forwards. Midfielder to midfielder. Mason City's trying to put on a run. They go to the center to McNorris, and McNorris goes to the far side, and here comes a run out by Mason City. Detmer tried to turn on it, falls right into the lap of Tucker, and the Rams take it back away. In hindsight, when you look at how this game sets up, this game does not matter when it comes to seeding. Seeding's already been set. If anything, you're just trying to help yourself for possible seeding at the state tournament. So you think of Mason City. If you can try to improve your seeding just a little bit, or your ranking, because the way it would work out, if Mason City would make it to the state tournament and say nobody else in front of them lost, except the 8 seed or 7 seed, Mason City would go into the state tournament as an 8 seed. Another offsides call. That's the third one of the game here for the Rams. But they're staying very aggressive, that is for sure. 33:07 to go here in the first half. Moving right along here. Busy night in Iowa High School athletics. Still a lot of soccer games going on. A lot of playoff games for both boys and girls soccer. A lot of scrimmages for softball, and it's opening day for baseball here in the state of Iowa, which I swear it feels earlier than it usually is. Maybe that's just me. And then on the end of this week, state track over at the Blue Oval. So a lot to watch this week if you're an Iowa High School athletics fan. Burnham going to walk this one up for Southeast Polk to Hersom. Again, the Riverhawks really haven't had any breakaways by any chance. The Rams are staying on top. Near touch line, Herding trying to stop and go. Ondoma knocks it out, but the Rams get it right back. They'll throw in quickly. Herding launches to the middle, and it's cleared out by Keena Heeman. Heeman, the leader in assists in Class 3A. That 1-2 punch between her and Karma McNorris, tough to beat. Ondoma gets caught again, and it's out on the touchline. It'll be a Southeast Polk throw-in once again for the Rams. Couple volleys. Barber right there, and Ondoma's able to try to clear it. Detmer and company. And back to the touchline, able to be corralled by Paige Arrowwood. She'll go far side. And the Rams will race upfield. I believe that's, can't really tell who that is on that far side. Number 10 over there. That's Rayleigh Parrott, one of the captains. She's on that far back line. McNorris races upfield. Got a good leg into it, but it's cleared up and out by Burnham. And I believe we got a handball. Might have barely been a handball. About 10 minutes into this one so far. 30.5 to go in the first. Southeast Polk and Mason City. The Rams 6-10. Mason City 14-1. 13th ranked. Rams looking for a stunner here on senior night. It could take a little bit of momentum into the playoffs here in just a couple days. Long kick. It sets up nicely. And Ondoma was right there to corral it. Man, perfect opportunity for Herding. She just couldn't turn on it enough. And Elizabeth Ondoma, the junior, everywhere right now for the Riverhawks. She's kind of hovering around that midfielder part to about the back line. Hersom sees an opportunity to run. Ooh, almost got another offsides, and they did. That is 4 offsides calls here tonight so far on Southeast Polk. Not the way you want to start, but they're being aggressive. Mason City has not really had the ball down here very much, so something to keep an eye out for. Mason City's last 5 games, a 14-0 victory over Fort Dodge, 4-1 over Des Moines North, 6-0 over Clear Lake, 4-2 over Ames, and a 5-0 win over Roosevelt. Southeast Polk's last 5 games, a win against Waterloo West, 4-0, and then losses to Dowling, Valley, Centennial, and Johnston. So it hasn't been easy the last couple weeks for Rams country, but looking for something big here tonight. McNorris racing on the far sideline. Burnham's right there, or Arrowwood, is right there trying to catch up. They go centered. There's Burham. And Burnham trying to clear. They'll turn and fire and just caught. Last second. Heck of a diving save by Alyssa Tucker. That's her 77th save on the year. And a sigh of relief for Southeast Polk. But just like that, Mason City got downfield pretty much as easily as they've had a chance to all night and almost grab a score. But here come the Rams right back. Barber on the near side. Goes to the middle. Good defense here on the back line. Nice job by Mason City to clear it. Boy, stingy defense by Mason City. They'll go far side, missing. Intended for Josie Newton. Again, she leads Southeast Polk in goals this season with 6. Mallory Lovejoy goes back to the back line to Rayleigh Parrott. And Parrott will slowly walk the ball down on that far touch line. She'll try to get ahead. Nobody's there in time, and Swagel will come up and take it with 28 minutes to go in the first half. Calm night here at Southeast Polk Stadium. It's been a pretty overcast day all across the metro. Currently sitting at about, wait for my temperature gauge to come up, 62 degrees currently. I think it's perfect outside. Not too warm, not too cool. Perfect soccer weather. Granted, it is middle of May. You'd expect it to be a little bit warmer. How about Mason City's back line? Not letting anything go through. Karuki was the one that was trying to get in there and get through. But I think we got to give credit to both back lines. I mean, Southeast Polk has been very good on defense. Offensively, they've gotten more shots on goal. They've stayed more aggressive, and I feel like you have to be. Barber got behind the back line. She's on this near touch line. She'll try to center to the middle. Bounced around. Shot on goal is good! Ellie Herding sneaks it right past Swagel, and the Rams strike first. Take a look at the replay. And just barely swings right past. And Southeast Polk with the goal. That was all set up with Karuki. And then Herding was the one to finish it off. And just like that, the Rams have a 1-0 lead. You had to think enough just kind of pounding against that back line. Something was going to break through. And finally, the Rams get a goal across the board. What a start. It's their first goal since late April. And the Rams on top of the 14-1, 13th ranked Riverhawks. And they're looking to stay aggressive. McNorris, eyes downfield, and she'll roll it all the way along the touchline. Will it go out? Yes, it will, eventually. What a goal. What a goal for Southeast Polk. They lead 1-0. And the Rams will throw in. Yeah, that was all set up by Genevieve Kirky. I think she was the one that was credited with the assist, but it's the goal to Ella Herding. And Herding this season, it's just her 3rd goal on the year. And that is Karuki's 2nd assist. Here come the Rams again. Josie Newton. She'll fire, and it's caught by Swagel. But Newton's starting to show up. She leads the team in goals this season with 6, and she's on that far line, so we won't see her on our side till the second half. But, again, Rams staying aggressive. Got nothing to lose. You know what your postseason spot's going to be. Why not go out and just try to grit some momentum? And why not get a win over a ranked team here late in the season? One thing about Southeast Polk, though, a much tougher schedule. You played these really tough teams, Valley, Johnston, Dowling, Centennial, Northwest. You play all these tough schools. You're eventually going to figure some stuff out. I think we're seeing that right now with how things are shaking out. Against Mason City's only loss is to Denver, and that's a very good Denver team that is currently top 5 in Class 1A. But still good wins over Hudson, Des Moines North. I know people came into the game, you look at the record, and you're like, well, how does it shake out? On paper, even. But tail of the tape, that's what you got to watch. Herding here with it on the near touchline. They'll go back to the center, and Mason City with it, and they'll look to run. Hersom back right with it. And back to the center. Southeast Polk is loving this near line. They'll go all the way upfield, and kind of a little too hard of a kick in the middle by Brooks Seeliger. And the junior goes a little too hard, and Swagel is able to pick it right back up. .24-13 to go here in the first half. Southeast Polk on top, 1-0 over Mason City. It's been a pretty clean first half. Really haven't had any, I don't think we've had any fouls. We've had a couple offsides, obviously. This is going to be a tough play as Swagel just barely jumps on top of it. Ella Herdig was going for her second goal of the night right there, just couldn't quite get to it. And Swagel sends it back the other way. McNorris, quick header, Burnham. Going to send it right back to Tucker, the goalie, and Tucker will sky this one back the other way. Haven't called McNorris's name a lot. She had a good breakaway on the far touchline just a few minutes ago, but ever since then has been held quiet so far. Even with that goal, McNorris still has more goals this season than the entire Southeast Polk team does. And that's just good soccer. She is not number 1 in the state, though. That is Addison Hoban of Spencer, who has 53 goals on the year, which is just absurd. We'll see her in a couple weeks at the state soccer tournament. Hersom starting to get some movement going. Barber, stop and go. She'll go to the center. Kirky, waiting. She'll go to the back line and instead let Parrott try to take it. Ondoma staying aggressive here for the Riverhawks. Parrott tries to go to Newton, and it's cleared on the far touchline by Mason City. Mason City wants to go. Spots to the center to McNorris, and this is going to be a tough play, and I think we're going to have offsides, and yes, we will. Southeast Polk knew it immediately when it happened. It's happened to them 4 times, so they were ready. And Southeast Polk will get it right back. Competitive first half between these two. 22:08 to go here in the first half. Southeast Polk on top of Mason City, 1-0. Blake Walker with you here this evening on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Our last regular season soccer game on YouTube this season before we head off to the state tournament at the first week of June. We're hoping the weather stays nice and prefer overcast days over there at the sports complex, County Sports Complex. Nobody likes to get sunburnt, right, Randy? Sunburnt's bad when we're calling games out in the sun, but now hopefully we get some good weather. Should be a great week of soccer, both boys and girls, as we'll be covering the girls' side. Mass substitutions here for Mason City. Lauren Halverson is in. Miriam Detmer is in, along with, I believe, I don't know if I can get that other name. Mia Anderson, I believe, is in. Ondoma is out. And a couple other names checking out for Southeast Polk. Claudia Sewell, or Sewell. So the Riverhawks going to try to change a couple things up here offensively, see if they can get some goals going. Here's McNorris. Nope, she was covered up. Sent back the other way by Tucker. Tucker has been on it tonight. She's not letting anybody get behind her. And she's getting way far out, almost wanting to meet the forwards when they get to the stripe. So keep an eye out for that as we roll throughout. Heeman sends it downfield, and Parrott will use her speed to catch up to it. Chased on the far corner. Ooh, I don't know who they're going to call this out on. Nope, they didn't call it out. I reached out for my binoculars. That one's saved out. Mia Anderson was fighting for it with Parrott on the far side. Kuricki tried to go center, picked up by Halverson, and taken right back away. I tell you, Taylor Barber's been busy here on this near touch line. She'll go to the center, and Kuricki is right there. Shot on goal, high, bounces just off the right bar. Oh, my goodness. What a lucky break for Mason City. Swagel jumped, it missed, and just barely hit off that top right bar on the goal. And the Rams just can't get that break. But aggressive nonetheless. They set themselves up nicely. McNorris going to let that one go long. Take a look at the replay. See Kuricki, she gets the nice up ahead by Barber. She lines it up. She's already caught up and just bounces, barely, just off that right bar. And Mason City fans can take a sigh of relief. The Rams are jumping out quick. They have not slowed down or showed signs of slowing down. Their approach of just go at them, go at them, go at them has worked out. This one bounces ahead. Hertig to the far line. Swagel just barely slides in and grabs it. Herting was right there and just couldn't get to it. Swagel is all across the field, diving, doing everything she can. I think she gave up that one goal, and it made her pretty mad. She's going to boom this thing back the other way, and this is actually going to set up well for McNorris. Carmen McNorris here on this near line. Turns with the right, just misses to the left. Just misses to the left. We'll take a look at the replay, but I think Mason City's going to get a free kick or something here. Take a look at the replay. McNorris, boy, she's so shifty with her feet, and almost gets it there. So McMorris will try her luck here on a corner kick. It was touched, obviously, so McMorris at least gets the benefit there. Corner kick on the way. Quick heading. Nope. McMorris missed on the shot to the right. And look out. Here come the Rams with a little bit of an advantage here. They'll go up to Herting. Herting skies it back up to Kuricki. Mason City's able to get right back. That could have been bad there. Kuricki was there just in time to get to it, and Tucker will grab it and wait. Well, McMorris got her second good look of the night there. Could not finish it. Couldn't quite get away with a corner kick opportunity. CC Scarf checks in, number 20, Peyton Blackford. And number 11, Kaylin Naive checks in for Southeast Polk. Arrowwood checks out. Mallory Lovejoy checks out. And Taylor Barber, who's been a big offensive weapon here for Southeast Polk, she's going to check out. McMorris is staying aggressive. She's the one kind of keeping right up on Southeast Polk here. Near side to Hersom, 16:47 to go. Blackford on the touchline. Chase to the far corner. She'll work her way in and out and loses it just off the leg. Allison Brandt was right there to make sure she didn't go far with it. Good job on defense by Mason City. And a goal kick is on the way here by the Riverhawks. Detmer's here on this near side as well with her teammate Allison Brandt. And Swagel will send this thing short. It's a dangerous spot as Southeast Polk gets there first. Kuricki goes to the center, and Swagel jumps on top of it. Just last second grab. Once again, Peyton Blackford was right there. Swagel has gotten a workout here in this first half. They are not letting her go easy. She hasn't had much time to break. Meanwhile, Tucker for Southeast Polk hasn't had to do a ton. Josie Newton, the senior, on the far touch line. She's breaking her way through traffic. Josie Newton waiting, moving, and gets boxed out. But, man, she got really far past the back defenders here. Heeman along the near or far touch line. Tries to work her way to the center. Southeast Polk grabs it right back. High kick up in the air by Seeliger. Newton running after it. Kick to the corner, and I don't know who touched it. It's a corner kick on the way for Southeast Polk. It's their 66th corner kick on the season. Mason City almost doubles it. 105 corner kicks this year for Mason City. But a good chance here for the Rams nonetheless to possibly extend this lead. Let's see, who's kicking this? It is number 10, Raylan Parrott. Parrott's kick is low on the way. It's skied high in the air and out of bounds. CC Scarf got her leg on it and just couldn't quite turn on it. Odama checks back in. Claudia Swell checks back in for Mason City along with Reggie Spots. McMorris checks out for Mason City. Heeman checks out. And Halverson checks out. So two of your biggest offensive threats for Mason City have come to the bench. Granted, a lot of Mason City's roster gets goals. I mean, Heeman, 21 goals on the season, 15 for Sewell, Spots with 20, McMorris with 36. I mean, they all score. There's no doubt about that. And when you've scored 109 goals in a season, that's going to happen. That's not one girl's going to score all the goals. Karicki in there with Blackford. Karicki trying to knock it away from Adoma. And Adoma to the center. Stopped by Hersom. Back line picked up by Scarf. Blackford near touchline. Now we'll see what she does here. She'll cut back to the middle. Shot on goal. Oh, barely misses just off the bar. They're going to get a corner kick out of it, but man, what a heads-up play by Peyton Blackford, the junior. I didn't think she was going to be able to turn on it, and just got it in time. And the Rams are awarded with a corner kick, and I believe it's going to be Hersom, the one to kick this one for the Rams. On the way. Header dropped in the middle. There was a collision, and it's out, and Southeast Polk's going to get another corner kick. It was last touched by a Riverhawk. So with 12:30 to go in the first half, the Rams get their third corner kick of the evening and their second in a row. On the way again. That one just short, bounces around, and Mason City clears. Not a lot of height on those two corner kicks, or on these last couple corner kicks by Southeast Polk, but it was last touched by a Riverhawks, so they will get a chance to come again with it. Scarf back over to the touch or far line to Parrott, I believe, over there. And Parrott misses just off the back of Kaylin Naive. And Mason City will throw in on the far touchline. Just joining us, a 1-0 lead here for Southeast Polk over 13th ranked Mason City. The Riverhawks 14-1 record this year. Southeast Polk 6-10. Southeast Polk, the Rams trying to pull an upset tonight. Oh, look out. Here comes Blackford. She gets tripped or trips on her own feet. It's going to be a fight to the corner. Let's see who they give it to. I think it's going to be a goal kick. Boy, Blackford I think she tripped on her own feet going after it. She was going to have a great shot there, but just couldn't quite get to it. It was an Ella hurting goal for Southeast Polk that has given the Rams a 1-0 lead over Mason City. And Mason City just has not been there offensively tonight. Blackford turned on it again really well. Very impressive here for Blackford. She's been in for Taylor Barber, who's just on the bench. Olivia DeVos checks in along with number 21, Avery Warren, for the Rams. And out comes the captain, Josie Newton, along with number 4, Ella Herding, who gets a nice standing ovation from the Southeast Polk faithful. What can the Riverhawks do on offense? They have not really had the ball in their possession very much tonight. I think that's been one of the shocking things. One of the top scoring teams in Class 3A struggling here so far against a Rams team that coming into tonight hadn't scored since late April. Hersom back and forth, and are they going to say it's out? Yes, it is. Southeast Polk ball. Blackford pushing her way inside. Peyton's going to get something here. Ondoma. Blackford trying to turn on it. Good battle between Ondoma and Blackford, and it goes out. Just not enough on it. That's going to be a goal kick for Mason City. Peyton's working hard, but that Mason City backline's working harder. McMorris and Heeman check in. PA guy keeps saying Herman. It's Heeman. There is no R in Heeman's name. Heeman, we believe. Mason City, a couple check out for the Riverhawks. And with 9:13 to go, the Rams will look to hold their lead as they go into the break. McMorris has a chance upfield. Hersom gets there. McMorris almost got away with it. Burnham looks to clear, and she does. Boy, the speed by Carissa Hersom saved Southeast Polk there because McMorris was on a run. Riverhawks get it in on the far touch line. Haven't really had a good offensive set here. Hersom clears. Back line to Heeman. Heeman waiting, turning, weaving her way through traffic. Shot on goal, misses to the right, or I think it was just in pass. Looked like a shot on goal. Either way, it'll be a corner kick coming for for Mason City, excuse me. Heeman's going to be the one to take it. So here we go for Mason City. Shot on the way, bounced around, and Hersom's able to clear it out. Good job by Southeast Polk. Peyton Blackford going to use her speed. Ondoma's right there with them in tow. Ondoma, a lot of contact between those two, and we're going to have a foul, and they're going to give it on Blackford to the dismay of Southeast Polk's crowd. There's a lot of pushing and shoving between those two, but they're going to say it's on Blackford. So Blackford did kind of wrap her whole arm around Ondoma. So they'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Southeast Polk trying to get upfield again. Avery Warren working her way to the middle. Turn and a weak shot on goal. Swagle's able to hop on top of it. DeVos was the one to try the goal there. 7:05 to go here in the first half. The Rams offense has been busy in terms of just keeping Analia Swagel on her toes. Heeman on the far touchline gets it upfield. The Riverhawks just have not had their chances with a breakaway, and that's been very interesting to watch considering of how good their offense has been this year. Good speed on the edge by Southeast Polk, a little too far, though. Avery Warren, the sophomore, showing off her speed along that far touchline. Swagel clears. Said that a lot tonight. McMorris right there, couldn't get to it. She's had a couple breakaways. I'd say about 2 good shot attempts so far tonight. Just has not gone her way. Blackford up ahead to DeVos. DeVos gets it knocked ahead. Blackford and DeVos both working hard. Hersom turns and fires and misses just a little too high. But again, they're staying aggressive. Like I was saying, good minutes off the bench here by Blackford and DeVos. 5:42 to go here in the first half. Morris got a little too aggressive. She'll go to the back line here. Blackford kind of snuck her way through the defense. Too far, says the official. Offsides. Mason City gets a free kick here. Heeman in the center. Haven't called her name a ton tonight. To the far touchline here. Southeast Polk trying to make a run at it. Heeman gets it right back. Kurki, she's back in the match here. Mason City gets it downfield. McMorris, ooh, nice job getting it right back by Burnham. And a good clear. Scarf comes racing up from a back line. They'll go upfield to DeVos, taken right back away from the middle by Ellie Cotta. Southeast Polk will race it back downfield. Definitely feels like Southeast Polk's got a little bit more speed than Mason City so far. And it's helping them even if Mason City's getting close to breakaways. And it's helping Southeast Polk getting their own breakaways. Kurki. Back to the center. Southeast Polk, they want to go. Kurki says, let's do it. And run. Seeliger to the center line. Things have kind of slowed down here. They tried to get it to Blackford again. Hersom skies that thing in the air, and it's bumped out by Hugan. The Rams have slowed down here on offense. Both teams a little slow here in the last couple minutes as we reach the half here in a second. 3.5 to go here in the first. Back and forth. Hersom along the touchline up to Blackford. Blackford goes up to DeVos. DeVos can't get there, but it's going to be a possible corner kick. Yes, it will. Good clear on the back line by Cotta. And Southeast Polk will be a corner kick for Hersom. Checking in for the Rams, number 14, Sienna Larson, and number 3, Mia Anderson. Genevieve Kurki checks out for Southeast Polk. Shot on the way. Corner kick on the way. They try for a header. It misses, but Southeast Polk gets a break. Mason City touched it last. They'll go back to the corner. Well, that time the corner kick was a little bit higher, and that definitely helped Southeast Polk. If they can just get that header down. Peyton Blackford will be the one to try her luck from the corner. This one's high on the way. Swagel knocked it out. Who are they going to give it to? It goes right back to Southeast Polk. It's their 6th corner kick of the evening. How about that? Sometimes you're just lucky if you get that last touch. 2:09 to go. Blackford, that time a little short. I think her leg was a little tired there. This one's going to bounce out. Mason City doesn't have a ton back. Hersom knocks it ahead. And Cotta is able to save it on the back line. Scarf with it here on this near side. She wants to look upfield to DeVos. And she does, but I think it's going to go a little too far. And out the back line, it will be a goal kick for Mason City. One and a half to go here in the first. Southeast Polk on top of Mason City. McMorris had it on the far line, could not get to it. Rolls out. Mason City just hasn't got a lot of lucky bounces, that's for sure tonight. Just nothing really going their way in terms of getting the ball throw in and just kind of missing a couple things tonight. Can they get a score before the half? McMorris. Ooh, she hesitated, and that just cost her a little bit. Larson was right there to go back. They'll go back to Larson in the middle. Almost had contact with Cotta. 50 seconds to go in the first. Larson lost it. McMorris, center, picked up by Seeliger. Seeliger waiting. They'll go to the middle. Larson, can she get there? No, she can't. And backs it right back up. I will say, and producer Randy kind of talked about it a little bit ago, Mason City's just kind of baiting Southeast Polk for offsides. They just kind of sit there and they said, oh, go ahead. You have to work to get through us to try to get the ball upfield. And that time on Doma, she just sat there, kind of put her hands up. What are you going to do? Because you can't go past it. 7 seconds to go. Blackford knocks it up in the air. Larson might have a chance on it. Swagel catches it. And that is how we end the first half. Well, don't turn that dial. Don't change the channel. We got an upset on our hands. Southeast Polk leads number 13 Mason City. 1-0 is your score. Make sure to come back in just a few minutes for our second half. You're watching CISN Girls Soccer. Southeast Polk on top of Mason City. 1-0. We'll be right back.
Setting sales records at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. Many new Fords in stock and arriving daily. The hard-to-find Bronco and Bronco Sports are in stock and have up to $500 accessory bonus cash. The best-selling truck in America, the F-150, get 3.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash, plus $1,000 accessory bonus cash. All this is happening now at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com, family-owned, family values.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore.
Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now.
All the best brands and the best selection.
And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that.
Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Southeast Polk girls on top of Mason City. 1-0 is your score. Kind of a shocker, if you will, here in the first half. Southeast Polk comes in 6-10. Mason City 14-1. They're ranked 13th in Class 3A in the latest rankings. And it's the Rams, who, by the way, Riverhawks have the number one scoring offense in the state in Class 3A. They're led by Karma McMorris, who leads Class 3A in goals. She has been held scoreless, obviously. Take a look at the goal here by Southeast Polk. It was the assist to Genevieve Kurki, and then it was the goal by number 4, Ella Herding. Just kind of bounces around in the middle, and a beautiful goal right in the center, right past the goalie, Analia Sweigel. And it's what's kept Southeast Polk on top. The Riverhawks have not done a ton offensively. That is for sure. But, again, a lot of interesting things could go into the second half. And, again, some people may be thinking, well, what does this game mean toward the postseason? Well, in terms of district/substates, it doesn't mean anything. Substates are set. You know, they already know who they're going to play. Southeast Polk is going to play Des Moines East, and Mason City is going to play Des Moines North and try to move on to the next round. Southeast Polk obviously doesn't have a bye. Technically, Mason City has a bye, but what this does is if Mason City loses, Mason City going into the postseason, say they do make it to state and nobody else in front of them loses, Mason City would have to go in as the 8 seed because they are 13th in the rankings. They go by final rankings unless someone in front of them loses. But, you don't want to go into state and be the 8 seed, especially when Milwaukee Northwest is the number 1 team. We all know how good the Wolves are this season. So a lot on the line here. Mason City going to try to do what they can here in the second half and try to keep this thing going. Got to see a little bit more offense. Southeast Polk's offense has to stay aggressive. And defensively, both teams have been pretty stout. We'll see if Southeast Polk can back down on the onsides. They've had about 5 or 6 onsides. But Mason City's kind of been able to bait them into those. I don't know. We're in for a great second half. The sun's starting to set off to the west, so it should be an interesting night of soccer to finish. And we'll catch everybody here as we head to the second half. You're watching CISN Girls Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
We're setting sales records at the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola. Many new Fords in stock and arriving daily. The hard-to-find Bronco and Bronco Sports are in stock and have up to $500 accessory bonus cash. The best-selling truck in America, the F-150, get 3.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash, plus $1,000 accessory bonus cash. All this is happening now at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com, family-owned, family values.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of Central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Our spring sales event is going on now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. All new 2022s will be sold this month. Up to $5,000 off new 2022 Challenger 392 Scat Packs. Up to $15,000 off new 2022 Ram 1500 Badlanders. Save big now on all remaining new 2022s. All new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on sale now at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. DeArmondAuto.com.
We are. We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors, and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Welcome back to Southeast Polk Stadium. Blake Walker here with you this evening on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Southeast Polk girls soccer leading over top of Mason City, the Riverhawks, 1-0. It has been a very interesting match so far. Ella Herding of Southeast Polk with the only goal of the night. And the Riverhawks of Mason City, 14-1 record, ranked 13th in the latest IGHSAU polls. Struggling here on the road. And the Rams on senior night in their last game, regular season game, I should say, at the stadium, unless they're playing their playoff game at Dowling. I don't think they would since they're playing Des Moines East. Last regular season game here for these seniors. Trying to go out on top in front of their home fans over a ranked opponent. So still got 40 minutes to go. And Mason City, you cannot count out Karma McMorris, the leading scorer in Class 3A. She was pretty much held in check. Couldn't really do a ton. A couple shots on goal, but that's it in that first half. We'll see what the Rams can do here, as they had plenty of shots on goal, just couldn't quite seem to find the back of the net, except for that one. They've had a lot of close calls. We'll see what they can do here in the second half. So here we go. Rams get started. We got a couple new faces here on this near side. Josie Newton with it here. I think you expect to see Mason City a lot more aggressive here in this second half. I think you'll see a lot more running to the ball, trying to get downfield, anything to stay in front. Swagel is able to corral that one on a long shot attempt by number 10, Rayleigh Parrott. And this one will be skied back deep. Parrott. Back line to Burnham. And also the Rams, I guess, don't have to be as aggressive here in the second half with the lead, but 1-0 lead, you're still not breathing well. Your heartbeat's still going to be up a little bit. Corner kicks have also been a big difference maker in this one. Southeast Polk has had about 6 or 7 corner kick attempts. None of them have resulted in goals, but it's definitely just the constant wear on that Mason City defense that's keeping them in check. That one rolls out, and Mason City will get it back. And Ondomo will be the one to throw it in on the far touchline for the Riverhawks. Hersom clears to the center, picked up by Hugan. Kurke there in the center as well on Doma. Hersom going to come racing on the far side, and that one will roll out, and Swagel will take it. Mason City with the goal kick. I think that's been another big difference tonight. No shortage of wanting to take a shot by Southeast Polk. They have constantly been trying to score, whether that be from short distance, long distance, no matter what, they're going to put their leg on the ball and try to get a goal. Mason City backs this one up to the back line of Southeast Polk. Rams have done pretty well, or their back line has done pretty well. Again, from my viewing point, speed is a big difference between these two teams. Southeast Polk is just a little bit faster overall. Kurke to the center. Knocked right over to the middle. I think that was Mallory Lovejoy. Yep, it was in the center. Heeman has it here in the middle for Mason City. She'll go up to McMorris. McMorris tries to go right back over to the far line to no avail. And McMorris gets kicked in the jaw. And that one's sent up to Mason City's back line. Reggie Spots over here on this near line by Mason City. Haven't called her name a ton, but she's been one of those forwards up front for the Riverhawks. On Doma. Picked that one up on the far line. Riverhawks looking for a breakaway. They might get one here. Spots tripped on her own feet. Burnham grabs it. And back to Arrowwood. And Page will get it upfield to Kuricki. Kuricki misses to the far line. Here's Josie Newton. Newton turns and just misses to the right. Couldn't quite get her leg behind it. Newton leads Southeast Polk in goals with 6 on the season, and the captain just couldn't quite squeeze that one off to the left. And the Riverhawks will get a goal kick out of it. Swagel has not had much time to rest tonight. She's had a lot of saves. Really, that one goal that she gave up, barely gave up. That's been the difference maker. Josie Newton working her way across. A little bit of back and forth here with Herding. A little too far out, though. It'll be a goal kick once again for Mason City. Swagel will send this one back again. A 1-0 lead. 1-0 lead here for Southeast Polk. McMorris skies that one up. Spots trying to get there. She's working her way around traffic. Now she's got a little bit of help. To the near side here to Sewell. Claudia Sewell, she'll try to turn on it to the center and caught up. Tucker grabs it last second. McMorris was there to clean up. Tucker got kind of tripped by McMorris, but able to regain her rhythm and sends it right back down the field. That was about the best look tonight that Mason City has gotten. It stayed an overcast night here at Southeast Polk High School. Temperature about 60 degrees still. That one goes long. Josie Newton has it. Newton will look to go with the right leg. She stops, tries to center right into the lap of Analia Swagel. But how about the play by Josie Newton? A little bit of a stop and go. Almost worked. Claudia Sewell trying to get back to the middle. Herding back to the center. That's Brooke Seeliger. And Taylor Barber on the far touchline. Here comes Ondoma to try to recover. And Ondoma's able to knock it back away. Hersom right there. She gets pushed, and a free kick is coming in a really solid spot for Southeast Polk. And it's going to be Carissa Hersom on the... Nope, I thought Hersom was going to take it. It's going to be Blair Burnham. Oh, I thought Burnham was going to be the one to try it. So Hersom will be the one to kick it here. Hersom's kick on the way. Falls right into the lap of Swagel. It was on track. Just barely missed it. And it will be Hersom walking away. Just couldn't quite get it in. 33 to go here in the second half. And Swagel sends it right back the other way. What a match it's been. We're treated here. Our last soccer match of the season, regular season here on CISN. That one's going to roll out of the back line. Will be another goal kick, but once again, Southeast Polk remaining aggressive here on offense. And that back line, it'll get tired. I mean, we talked about the speed of the Rams. It doesn't get easier for Mason City if your back line gets a little tuckered out. Kind of forces your front field, your forwards, to come up and try to go after it. Parrott tries to center. Picked up in the middle by Hugan. Can the Riverhawks get a run out going? Heeman back and forth. Far touchline. Just out too far in front for the Riverhawks. Try and get a number there. I think it was Detmer. That's who I was looking at. Detmer's got the bright orange and red shoes. Near side to Sewell. McMorris working her way in. She'll try to center. Picked up, knocked around, and cleared. Burnham was right there, able to knock it back away. Mason City has good offense set up because McMorris, that was set up great. It was just a good defensive back line by Southeast Polk. Newton. Karicki. Karicki goes center. Swagel very fast. She'll use her speed to jump on top of it. She's been taught well. Yeah, another save tonight by Swagel. She has been everywhere. She'll kick this one out. Morris is back there. Spots is back there for Mason City, waiting and ready to go in that forward position. Parrott goes center, and it falls right into the lap of Herding, and Herding tries to go the far side to Barber and just misses. Herding might have been in a better spot just to take it herself, but just a little too out in front of Barber, and Swagel uses her speed to get there in time and save it. Well, the aggression has not slowed down for Southeast Polk. You thought maybe they slow down just a little bit. They have not. Mason City does that thing again. They just kind of line up in a straight line. They say, all right, go get it. Try to go get it. And it's working. Another offsides for Southeast Polk. You can definitely see the frustration on the Southeast Polk side. Thinking, what do we got to do here? But they've had breakaways. That's the thing. If you get a breakaway, it's hard to set up, if you're looking at it from the football field, it's hard to set your offense up inside the 20, if that makes sense. If it's outside the 20 and you're already running, you're fine. But if it's inside the 20, all Mason City has to do is line up, and they pretty much got you caught in the box. Here comes a breakaway chance. Tucker jumps on top of it, right in front of Com. And Louie Com couldn't get there. That was a really good breakaway for Mason City. Ondoma was right there with Barber battling for it, and Karicki has it here in the middle. She'll try to go to the center. A quick header. McMorris, quick move. See what she can do here on offense. She'll go to her teammate, Sewell. McMorris trying to get it past Newton. Race for the ball. Nice job by Parrott to kick it back out. Parrott and Newton, the two seniors on this team. You can tell they got that yellow cuff around their right arm. Signifies captain status. Josie Newell, Josie Newton. She'll turn on it. Shot on goal, misses to the right. Nobody was there, though. Barber uses her speed, and Mason City's able to clear it downfield. Now Hersom has it. Karicki to Barber. Barber says, that's a little too far. She'll let it go. Goal kick here for Mason City. Well, the clock is on Southeast Polk's side. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it is. Mia Anderson checks in for Mason City along with number 18, Allison Brandt. Number 4, Annika Hugen checks out. And number 13, or Bugen, excuse me. Bugen. And number 13, Detmer, checks out for Mason City. Ondoma with it in the center. She'll go near side here to Sewell. And now Sewell wants to go. Possible breakaway. They do have 3 in front if they want to go. Hersom tried to get in front of it, Lovejoy tried to get in front of it. This is Barber, chased down in the corner by Anderson. Keep an eye on McMorris. She's kind of trailing here in the middle. Nope, Southeast Polk's able to clear it back. Good job on the back line. Ondoma jumps in front. She's usually on the back line. Now she stays on the front. McMorris, it's going to be a one-on-one. McMorris gets around. She'll go to the corner. Shot on goal is good. Mason City ties it back up. Karma McMorris, we were wondering when she was going to get that goal, and that time just beat Tucker to the punch. Take a look at the replay. Tucker goes right there and just barely hops right over top and scores it with her right. And we are tied at 1. It wasn't looking good for the Riverhawks, but they go to their star, and she extends the state Class 3A goal leading stat to 37. That's 37 goals this year for Karma McMorris. Now how does Southeast Polk react back to pretty much a 0-0 game? They've stayed aggressive. That was Mason City's probably second, third best shot on goal of the night. And it just so happened to work out. Tucker just couldn't quite get there. This is going to roll out. Southeast Polk will have it. But now things get interesting. Hersom on the far side here. Going to work her way down the middle of the field. Just kind of surveying options. Southeast Polk, like I said, the offense has been good. More shots on goal than Mason City has had tonight. They just got to get lucky again. And they weren't lucky on the first goal, but you just need that lucky bounce or something to go your way. Mason City got that with McMorris there. They'll go up field again. This time they'll go right back to Tucker, and Tucker will work this thing out. Parrott's got it here on the near line. She'll go center to Mallory Lovejoy. Hersom, long kick downfield. Ooh, good back line, though. Barber's going to come up and get it. She's going to have a chance, and a really weak shot with her left leg. I think she was just trying to get there, a little too far out in front. And Mason City will take it back. So the power and offense ability is still there for Southeast Polk. It's just how do you react now that you're 1-1 and not 1-0. Sewell to Ondoma to Heeman in the center. Ondoma near side, Sewell. She'll go far to the back line to Arrowwood, and Arrowwood's right here to recover. She'll go far downfield. And Josie Newton. Newton's going to be right there, but it's knocked out last second by Com, and Loie Com knocks it out. Under 24 and a half to go. Newton will be the one to send it in here on the throw-in. Captain gets it in. Karicki gets over to Newton. Newton tries to center to the middle. Just misses. Intended for Lovejoy, I believe, on the far line. Hersom can't chase it down. Who's it going to be out on? It's going to be a Mason City ball. Wouldn't say that's a missed opportunity. We play on. Under 24 to go. Couple high kicks. Heeman. Lovejoy in there. Josie Newton just kind of sitting there waiting. Com has it here on the near line. Chased over by Josie Newton. And nice job by Parrott to get it right back. She'll go to the center. Sees a lot of open green space in the middle. And Lovejoy works it back to Seeliger. Patient offense for both teams. Saw a little bit of urgency there on the Mason City on their one goal, but Barber trying to find something. Now they go to the middle. Karicki gets it around the goalie and scores! Genevieve Karicki with the goal and makes it a 2-1 game. Taylor Barber gets credited with the assist. Take a look at the replay. Again, it was who gets there first, the goalie or the scorer? And just barely, and I mean barely, Genevieve Karicki gets the goal past Analia Swagel, and it is a 2-1 game. Southeast Polk responds with a goal. How about that? On senior night, it's a sophomore who gives Southeast Polk back the lead, and now Mason City's turn to keep on pushing. They will get a throw in here. Kick on the way. This is going to be tough. Tucker hops on top of it, able to grab it before it goes too far. This is an awkward kick. Newton's able to save it. And Josie goes right back to the center. Seeliger just kind of working her way, dribbling up the field. Back to the center. Seeliger says, the other side of the field's wide open. They'll give it right back on the far touchline. It's Hersom over there, Brooke Taylor. She got the assist. She'll run to the far side. It's going to be out, and that should be, no, not a corner kick. They're just going to give it out. Take a look at the statistics. Genevieve Karicki, that is her first goal on the season. So congratulations to her. And for Barber, that is her first assist on the season. So that's about as good as it gets there for the Rams. So a couple firsts on the season coming in the last regular season home game of the year. On Doma, racing her way up the field, not going to work. Rams are able to corral it. They'll give it back to Tucker. 21-23 to go here in the second half. Southeast Polk on top, 2-1. Over number 13th ranked Mason City. Riverhawks just one loss this year to the Denver Cyclones. And I'd have to confirm as that one bounces high. Newton was right there with it. Denver is ranked 8th in Class 1A. So that being their only loss, and it was a 3-4 loss. The Rams are trying to pull the upset here on senior night. And they fought hard. You could just tell. They have really, really fought hard. You know, you come into this game, he hadn't scored since April 22nd. On a 4-game streak, he just couldn't score, couldn't find the goal, and now you got 2. Trying to extend it here. Barber skies it high and long. But why not? Why not try for it? Anna Kabugan checks in. Number 13, Miriam Detmer checks in. And Odama checks out along with, can't quite tell who the other one is. Jersey's crinkled. There we go, number 10. That's Spots, Reggie Spots. More substitutions. Blackford is in for Southeast Polk. Scarf is in, along with number 11, Kaylee Nieve. Numbers 27, Arrowwood checks out, and Newton checks out, along with Seeliger. So a little bit of a break here. An update from Urbandale. The Jayhawks with a 3-0 victory over Ames. Mason City just beat Ames a couple of games ago, a 4-2 victory. Blackford going to race after it, won't get there. Peyton has been flirting with a goal all night long. You just wonder if it's going to happen here. 19-13 to go here in the second half. Can Southeast Polk hang on? Heeman working her way to the right side of the field. Upfield, picked up by Burnham. Hersom lets it go long. Southeast Polk gives it right back to Mason City. McMorris in there trying to clear. Southeast Polk instead clears it, and Blackford has it. Karicki right there as well. Karicki upfield to Blackford, too far out in front, offsides. I'd say, 8th, 9th offsides of the night? Something like that. They bait you into it. They bait you into it. Mason City has got something down where they will force you to go and get it. Naive centers in the middle of the Lovejoy. Morris comes in to take that one away. Mason City had that goal and has not been able to put together much offense since. really hasn't gotten downfield. This is a rare time here this ball gets past at least the 10-yard line if you're looking at it from the football field. Scarf sends this one downfield. Stopped quickly by Sewell. Chloe Comm working her way down the near touchline. She'll go upfield to McMorris. Too far out of reach. Southeast Polk will get it back. Gladly take these where they just kind of bounce around. Karicki checks out. And number 5 will check in. I don't have a number 5 on my roster, so that's fun. So we'll see how that shakes out. I couldn't tell you. Maybe Rylan Schwaller. Maybe. Question mark. Not really sure. So we have unnamed number 5 on the field for Southeast Polk. Barber up the far touchline. She'll work her way back to the middle, go long, and offsides. Blackford kind of says, what do I got to do here? What's got to change? 16:22 remaining here in the second half. Mason City trying to tie this thing back up. Swagel will be the one to free kick it here. Southeast Polk lets it go past. Anderson was there. Good job by Parrott to corral to the center to Lovejoy. Quite a few seniors on this Southeast Polk team, but quite a few younger students, younger athletes here on the field as well that are making a big difference tonight. Offsides again. And that time, that's Harding who just kind of puts her hands up, frustrated. Another free kick upcoming for Mason City. Can the Riverhawks get another breakaway? That was the key there when they scored just a little bit ago. They have not been able to do it ever since. Unnamed number 5 player working her way down the field, trying to get to it. They'll go far side. Anderson chasing it down. They'll go to the corner. Scarf tries to clear. And out. Southeast Polk gets it back. Nope, never mind. They gave it to Mason City. Thought they gave it to Southeast Polk. They'll go middle. Heeman tries to get back to the middle. Good job by Naive to save, and Blackford gets it right back. Peyton Blackford, the junior, racing her way downfield. Quick little in and out. She'll still use her speed down the far touchline. She'll cross. Long. Too long. Taylor Barber couldn't get there in time. It's going to roll out and be a goal kick by Mason City. Just a little long. Good intent, though. Swagel won't kick this one long. She'll just check it down short. Hersom sends this one long, picked up in the middle by Herding. Boy, she wanted Blackford again. Peyton's just kind of sitting there. She's waiting. Taken away in the middle by Bugan. And this time Mason City might try to go. This one a little too far, though. Should be ram ball, and it is. More substitutions in. Number 21, Avery Warren checks in. Number 17, Olivia DeVos for Southeast Polk. Number 18, Allison Brandt checks in. A couple others. Number 5 is Ella Cochran. So good to know. Ella Cochran must be on JV anyway. Yeah. So she's usually on junior varsity. Cochran is up on varsity now. So that's why it wasn't on bound. We have a roster right here. So there we go. So Ella Cochran is number 5. Hersom smoked that thing to the center, and Swagel hops on top of it. 12:41 to go here in the second half. Southeast Polk trying to finish out the upset here over number 13th ranked Mason City. So race to the corner. Blackford turns and misses to the back. But even if you're not scoring here for Southeast Polk, the more you spend time over here, the less time you're giving Mason City to try and get downfield and score. They've really only had one good shot on goal attempt, and they got that. So as long as you can keep them out of it, that's the key to going forward. Karma McMorris kind of waited, tried to see what her options were. Heeman to the middle, knocks it ahead. Race to the corner. Scarf is there to clear. And can she? It's going to be a tough race for it. Blackford gets it down the touchline, keeps it in. Bugan, center, Hersom on the back line. She'll wait her chance. Avery Warren working her way back to the middle. She'll go all the way across field, try to get it to Blackford, and it's cleared out by Cam. Mason City's tightening up here offensively, trying to get something. Got to stay aggressive. Cam racing back. Blackford is there. I thought maybe she'd go back to the goalie there, but she doesn't. Instead, it's Sewell who goes upfield to McMorris. McMorris is the only Riverhawk standing back here for the forwards. Not really cherry picking, just kind of sitting here waiting. McMorris gets an elbow down. No flag. McMorris trying to stay aggressive here. Odama in the middle. Cochran trying to work her way to the center. Odama and McMorris pushing, and we're going to have a flag, and this time it's going to be on Cochran. Well, to the dismay of Southeast Polk fans, there's a lot of pushing and shoving. And Mason City, it's going to get physical here in the last 10 minutes. We're coming down to 10 minutes to go. Swagel will be the one to kick. I mean, Mason City, they don't want to lose. They've only lost once this year. Trying to keep this winning streak intact. They're going to do everything they can. Swagel's kick on the way. It's stopped on the back line and cleared by Hersom. What a play. They'll race to the far touchline. It's knocked out by DeVos, but Mason City will get it back. This is uncharted territory for Mason City. Avery Warren on the far line. She has got some speed to her. Tries to get to the center. Awkwardly cleared by Bugan. Odama with it here in the center. She'll go downfield. Hersom's there to stop it. Cochran now has it. She'll try to get it to the middle and picked up by DeVos. Ooh, and a tough trip, and we're going to get a foul. DeVos and Bugan just kind of tripped, and Bugan's foot came off, and I think Bugan got cleated. The way her foot came off and the way that she's holding her leg, either it was an ankle that twisted when they fell or it was a cleated injury. But they're going to bring the trainer on here. So we'll hope for the best for Annika Bugan here as she is down on the field. And we'll see what the trainers say about that. We're going to take a break with 8:56 to go. Injury timeout. Southeast Polk leads 2-1 over Mason City. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Annika Bugan, she is walking off on her own power. Does not have that shoe on that right foot, but hopefully she's okay. I believe Detmer checks in for her. So with 8:56 to go, the clock will go again, and Swagel sends it off. Can the Rams hold on for 8 minutes and 48 seconds to try to pull the upset here on senior night over number 13th ranked Mason City? Avery Warren on the far touchline. A little bit of a collision. Warren stays on top of it. Boy, both teams getting pretty aggressive, trying to do everything they can. Mason City's doing all they can here to try to get back, and they're actually going to get a foul. Nope, not a foul. It's just out of bounds. Rams will throw in. Mason City has had one good shot on goal attempt in this half, and it was the goal. It was the goal by Karma McMorris, the sophomore. See how things shape out here. 8 minutes to go. But overall, Southeast Polk has kept the ball in their possession most of the night, I'd say. They just haven't given Mason City a ton of chances. McMorris trying to work her way. Peyton Blackford races to the edge. A lot of contact. It's going to be out, though. It'll be Southeast Polk ball. Both teams, a lot of pushing, a lot of aggressive shoving here in the last 10 minutes. You have to be looking for any advantage to get the ball back. Blackford throws it in to Karicki. A center by DeVos, just missed. It was intended on the backside for Avery Warren. Instead, it's a shot on goal attempt that misses to the right. But the thing is, Swagel saved it, but then went out of bounds with the ball. So that's going to be a corner kick for Southeast Polk. So that did not work out how Mason City saw that going. I believe Hersum's going to be the one to kick. Official coming in and chatting with Avery Warren. Shot on the way. Bounces around, and Swagel just hops on top of it. Barely hops on top of it. She has been everywhere tonight. She's given up the 2 goals, but man, I feel like she could have given up so much more. She's working hard. Tucker's doing the same. Alyssa Tucker here for Southeast Polk. This one's going to knock out. It'll be Southeast Polk ball with 6:25 to go. Closing in on the end of this one. The seniors of Southeast Polk on senior night trying to get a big victory here over Mason City. What a game it has been up to this point. Rams jumped on top 1-0. McMorris got downfield, tied it early in the second half, and then just a couple minutes later, Southeast Polk responds with Karicki. It's a 2-1 lead. It's been that way ever since. Hersum races to the center. She'll kick up field. They were waiting to see if they could get Blackford. Blackford tries to center. Now waits for the defense to go. Blackford fires a shot on goal and misses to the right with her left leg, trying to catch Swagel off guard. But once again, that's a shot that wastes time in a good way for Southeast Polk. Southeast Polk has lost 4 out of their last 5 matches. Last win came against Waterloo West on April 22nd. That was the last time coming into this game that they had scored. They've been shut out for 4 straight games. Tonight they break it open with 2 goals. Trying to finish the job here and upset Mason City. Under 5 to go. Heeman works her way upfield. They're trying to get it to McMorris. Cleared away by Southeast Polk. Blackford, she keeps it up. Surprised we haven't seen Josie Newton back into the match. Newton's one of the captains, one of the seniors, but Blackford's been in for her. I don't know if Josie Nope, just as I say that, Coach is going to bring Josie Newton back in. I was going to say, I was wondering where she was. Arrowwood's going to check in as well, along with Ellie Herding, who scored the first goal tonight for Southeast Polk. But it's getting down to it, 4:20 to go. Skied up in the air by Naive. Karicki almost got a hand on it. They'll go backside to Hersom. Hersom will line it up. Will she try to shoot? She will. Shot on goal. Rolls into Swagle's lap. And yet another save by Swagel. Under 4 to go. Here comes a good chance here. Good pickup by Scarf. Spots is right there as well. Cleared out by Lovejoy. Heeman leads Class 3A in assists with 20 on the year. So 2 top leaders for Mason City. McMorris has extended her goal lead on the season. And Ondoma gets called with a foul. So a free kick coming for the Rams. Another big substitution coming in. Number 18 for Southeast Polk as well. Looking to check in. Brooke Williams of Southeast Polk. She's looking to check in for the Rams. I think Southeast Polk trying to get in their seniors here. Trying to end it in a victory. And, man, they have worked hard tonight for it. Ondoma and company, they get into each other. No call. Far sideline. Shot on goal. Just misses to the right. Avery Warren barely tried to sneak it past Swagel, and Swagel was able to save it last second. 2:40 to go. Big substitutions coming in. Called them all out. Seeliger also checks in. Brooke Williams checks in. DeVos checks out for Southeast Polk. Warren checks out. Blackford checks out. Naive checks out. Number 24, Blair Burnham checks out. So mass substitutions here for Southeast Polk. Corner kick on the way. Cleared out by Cotta. 2.5 to go. Time to go for Mason City. Heeman back and forth. They go way upfield. This is going to be a tough play. Sewell right there. Parrott clears. Brooke Williams chasing after it on the far side. This one kicked high. McMorris starting to fly around on the corner. Cleared out, but Mason City's going to have a chance with 2:04 to go. Buckle up. Things get interesting here. Cam will throw in with 1:57 to go. Sewell lost it. Could not hang on and knocks it out with 1:44 to go. And Southeast Polk takes it back. Scarf gets it up. Trying to get it downfield. Sewell over to the center. They'll go far side. Scarf going to try to chase it down. And it's out, and it will be a Mason City corner kick. Or no, goal kick. It's going to be out on Mason City. That might be all she wrote. Tucker goes short. They'll go to the field, side of the field where nobody's at. Arrowwood boots this thing. If anything, just keep clearing it if you're Southeast Polk. 1 minute to go. Odoma works her way to the near side. Southeast Polk trying to get it downfield. McMorris couldn't get there. Scarf clears. Karicki waiting on Cam. Karicki to the far side. Racing. 43 seconds to go. Time's running out for the Riverhawks. Odama to McMorris. They're going to be a race for it. McMorris gets to the corner. Scarf clears it just in time. I think it's going to be a corner kick for Mason City with 25 seconds to go. They're telling them to go. It's going to come down to a corner kick, because why not? I think Heeman's going to be the one to kick it. 17 seconds to go. One chance for the Riverhawks. Heeman's corner kick on the way. Header, missing, turning, caught by Tucker at the line. That will do it Happy Senior Night, Rams. Southeast Polk upsets Mason City. 2-1 is your final score. What a game. Down goes number 13, and it's the Southeast Polk Rams who came in at 6-10. Losers of 4 of their last 5 come together on Senior Night and upset the 13th ranked team in Class 3A. How about that? And how about the save in the end by Alyssa Tucker? How fitting. How fitting. And Tucker's only a sophomore. Goal getters tonight for Mason City. Give it to Karma McMorris. She had the 1 goal tonight for the Riverhawks. Ella Herding had a goal tonight for Southeast Polk. A great goal for the senior on Senior Night, and then a goal as well for number 13, Genevieve Karicki. As that will do it for us. Thanks to our production team for all that they've done tonight. It's a wrap for us on regular season soccer. What a way to go out, and what a finish it was. Southeast Polk upsets number 13th ranked Mason City. 2-1 is your final score. We appreciate everyone for watching. We're saying so long from Southeast Polk Stadium. I'm Blake Walker. Thanks for watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.